All right, man. Torture Talk. 6 o'clock show. 6 o'clock show. You know what it is, man. We back, baby. All right, man. Look, man. This is 6 o'clock show. Look, so Spotify, haha. Spotify has responded to Drake, and we're gonna get into that. Before I get into that, you all gotta get my spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. Don't sell no merch, but I do have content. Absolutely free, but if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. 1,300 subscribers, over 13,000. And yes, I am the King of the North. If anybody has ever said, yo, do you watch the King of the North? That's me. Torture Talk, King of the North. All right, so look, we're going to get right to it. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, shout out to the winner of the Spotify. I don't know why Spotify's on my mind. Maybe because I'm talking about it. Shout out to the winner of the Cash App giveaway. I might do one next week. So make sure you put your handle, Cash App handle, in the comment. Whoever has the best comment will get a Cash App. All right, so look, let's get it, man. All right, this comes courtesy of the Ville. Shout out to the Ville, you know what it is. So let's get it.
So already, if you'd like to donate to the channel, the cash app's at the top right corner of the video. But let's get into it, man, because Spotify has responded to Drake, and they responded in regards to the legal action that Drake is taking against UMG, and him pointing the finger at Spotify also. This story here is coming from Billboard. It says the new filing is in first response to a petition filed last month in which Drake accused UMG and Spotify of an illegal scheme involving bots, payola, and other methods to bump up Lamar's song, a track that savagely attacked Drake amid an ongoing feud between the two stars. In a motion filed Friday in Manhattan court, the streaming giant says it has found zero evidence to support the claims of a bot attack and flatly denies that it stuck any deal with UMG to support Lamar's song. The predicate of petitioner's entire request for discovery from Spotify is false. The company's lawyer writes, Spotify and UMG have never had any such arrangement. Beyond denying the allegations, the filing repeatedly criticized Drake for going to the court in the first place.
All right, so I'm going to tell y'all right now, this is going to blow up in Drake's face. Listen, if y'all thought Drake had a bad year last year, going forward, I don't suspect Drake to actually have any more good years. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to say this. Drake is a big artist. He has music that's still in circulation. So with that being said, his career going forward is not going to go nowhere. But his past material is going to keep him afloat. Trust and believe that. You know what I'm saying? But him coming out with new music and stuff like that, I just don't think that it's going to hit, or it's not going to be as well received as even of his previous music. Now, the reason why I say that is because for the last I would say 5 albums, Drake hasn't really dropped any good music like that. Let's say last 4 albums, he hasn't dropped any really good music. And most people are listening to Drake past material. So this is going to be real interesting going forward with his career to see what's going to happen, because I personally think he already is on the decline. I'm talking about he's already out. I just think that his previous music is what's keeping him afloat.
Calling his claims of conspiracy far-fetched and speculative, and questioning why Spotify, a stranger to the long-running feud between Drake and Kendrick Lamar and UMG, is even involved. Spotify also criticized Drake for the way in which he brought his claims to court, not as a full-fledged lawsuit, but an unusual pre-action petition aimed at demanding information. Spotify is saying, why aren't you going all the way with it? And it says the company...
That's a fact. And that's the question I have for all you people who support this whole thing with Drake. How come Drake just didn't go all the way with it? I could tell you, I'm going to tell you exactly why. I'm going to tell y'all exactly why Drake didn't go all the way with it. I'm going to tell y'all exactly why at the end. Watch. I'm going to tell y'all.
Drake of using that extraordinary procedure because his allegations are too flimsy to pass muster in an actual lawsuit, and would have been quickly dismissed. Spotify is saying that he was afraid to go full fledged with the lawsuit because he doesn't have enough evidence to back up his claims, saying that they're flimsy and saying that this extraordinary procedure, yeah, they're really throwing shade at these claims that they're receiving from Drake and the legal action that he's trying to take. Pre-action, they're like, we need a reaction, we need a real reaction, not a pre-action.
And I 100% agree with that. You out here saying that you want to sue a record streaming company because you said that they were boosting, they was included into this, which I totally doubt that Spotify wanted to boost Kendrick Lamar's streaming to get UMG to have a bad deal with you. That doesn't make sense, because even with that being said, your back catalog is still relevant. People are still listening to it. People are still bumping it. So why do they need to do that when your back catalog is still selling? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. But it's all going to come together. Trust me when I tell you. Watch this.
It's funny though, man. It's funny because this is Spotify talking about Drake, like somebody that that they've been in support of for a really long time. What petitioner is seeking to do here is to bypass the normal pleading requirements and obtain by way of pre-action discovery that witches would only be entitled to seek where to survive a motion to dismiss. Spotify lawyers write, the subversion of the normal judicial process should be rejected. In a statement to Billboard later on Friday, Drake's legal team said it's not surprising that Spotify is trying to distance themselves from UMG. Allegedly manipulative practices to artificially inflate streaming numbers on behalf of one of its artists. If Spotify and UMG have nothing to hide, then they should be perfectly fine complying with the basic discovery request.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't be perfectly fine with that. Like, that's like anybody coming up and asking for something and you're supposed to be perfectly fine with just basically giving up. No, that's not how this works. Because you allege something, I'm supposed to be perfectly fine. Oh, you like, that's like somebody saying, I know you stole something. Let me see what's in your house. And you like, okay, come on in. Like, no, I know I didn't steal nothing. So no, I'm not letting you see what's in my house. Absolutely not. Why am I going to let you? Oh, because if you don't let me see, then you got something to hide. Be like, no, I don't. I just don't want to let you see what's in my house. That's how I feel Spotify should handle this. Like, I don't have to let you see nothing. For what? What do I need to let you see it for? We know we didn't do it. So no.
Oh, okay. So it's one of those games like, well, if you have nothing to hide, then it would be okay for us to see the discovery or to see the numbers or to see whatever it is that you're trying to hide from us. Spotify is like, I got nothing to hide. Like, you guys are just mad. Like, we had nothing to do with it. But again, this is an artist going against a company, one of these streaming companies. It's become this fight. It wasn't supposed to be a fight like this, but in somehow, some way, Drake turned it into a fight against the artist versus the label versus the streaming companies. It just turned into a situation that we didn't expect to get here. Drake went to court last month accusing UMG of violating the Racketeer Influence and Corruption Organization Act, also known as the RICO, often used against organized crime. He accused Spotify of participating in the scheme by charging reduced licensing fees in exchange for recommending the song to users. A day later, he filed a similar.
That's crazy for you to charge try to get a RICO act, basically saying that these organizations did something criminal, colluded together, made the song, reduced the price of the song, and then so people can listen to it more. I'll put it to you like this. That song is the greatest diss song of all time. Let's just be clear here. On top of that, I don't think that song needed anything. I think once people heard it, it just went viral. That's a timeless song. Never gonna forget it. And on top of that, it was put in a position where it was a response to your song, and you did Family Matters, and he did that. So I don't think it was one of those things where Spotify, UMG, Apple Music, they all conspired against you. There's millions of artists in the world. Why would they conspire against you? Oh, they want you to fall. The same people want you to fall. So your excuse is, well, the reason why they conspired against me because I want 600 million and they don't want to give me that. They want to give me 300 million. So the reason why is because they did this on purpose to make my song fall so they can give me less money. It's like, bro, come on. Come on.
Action in Texas, suggesting that UMG had legally defamed him by releasing a song that falsely accused him of being an SO. The legal actions represent the remarkable twist in the high-profile beef between the two stars, which saw Drake and Lamar exchange stinging diss tracks over a period of months earlier this year. That a rapper would take such a dispute to court seemed almost unthinkable at the time, and Drake has been ridiculed in some corners of the hip-hop world for doing so. And because nobody is supposed to sue after a rap beef, but we already talked about that, and we'll go into that later on. But the whole point of this is Spotify is saying they have nothing to do with Drake doing this, and if he is going to do this, he should have gone all the way with it, but he can't because he doesn't have a real case to take to court to go all the way with.
And that's 100% facts. He don't have a real case. Drake does not have a real case, and there is a specific reason why he doesn't have a real case, and I'm gonna tell y'all. But the crazy thing is, I love how people are saying, well, he shouldn't have been calling him that. Why would he do? They shouldn't allow that to come out. But y'all was okay when Drake was saying that Kendrick was a woman beater. Y'all was okay when Drake was saying that Dave Free was the child of one of his kids, the father of one of his kids. Y'all was okay with that. Y'all was okay with him slandering Whitney. It's like, for me, y'all okay with everything Drake does. It doesn't matter what he does. He gets the privilege to talk about people in any derogatory way. He could smash vans. He could talk about whatever. He could talk about people being gay. He could say anything. And for some reason, he's okay with saying these things. But, it's off limit for Kendrick Lamar to call him a PDF file, which he didn't. But it's okay with that. Kendrick started this. He should have never said these things. I can't believe that they're letting him perform at the Super Bowl and he's going to perform that song and it's going to be all over the world and calling me a PDF. Really? Yeah, we're going to talk. We're going to talk.
It says here, the action also represents a stunning rift between Drake and UMG, where the star has spent his entire career, first through signing a deal with Lil Wayne's Young Money imprint, which was distributed by Republic Records, then by signing directly to Republic. UMG has not yet filed or responded to the litigation in court, but in a statement issued at the time, the music giant called Drake's allegations offensive and untrue. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in the pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear. The fans chose the winner. The fans, and this is a crazy statement.
And that's the thing. Drake can't get around that. He can't get around the fact that all of Kendrick's songs lapped his songs. He can't understand how Kendrick beat him. And the only thing he could think of is he had to cheat to win. That's it. There's no way that this guy beat me. But that just goes to show you that when Kendrick said, I'm what the culture's feeling, Drake is not a part of the culture. I don't care what none of y'all say. Because if you are a part of the culture doesn't do these type of things. The same thing y'all say about snitches and people shouldn't be telling on people, you should apply the same thing to this right here to Drake. This guy really went to court. He's really going to court to sue the record label because of a diss song. I don't care if y'all try to say is what was said. No, it's because of a diss song. He decided to get into a back and forth with an MC that was better than him, and he lost. And now what he's doing, he's suing. And y'all are still defending this man. I can't believe it. Y'all still defending this man. And it never, I would never in my life think that y'all would defend a man who's suing the record label because of a diss song. But it gets even better, because I'm gonna explain to y'all how it gets better. And the only reason why I know it's because of Not Like Us, is not because of anything else. It's because Not Like Us smacked him in the top of his head. I'm gonna explain to y'all. Let's keep it going.
Because it's always, oh, the labels control the numbers. The labels control the numbers. Drake is saying that the labels control the numbers. And then the label's like, nah, the fans choose what they want to hear. It's funny because that's what we always try to fight for. You know, what we think is hot is what the people think is hot. In this situation, that's the case for Not Like Us. But Drake has laid in bed with these labels and companies for many years, bro. So in his mind, he feels like he knows how they get down. So he doesn't want to hear any of what these statements are saying at all. In Friday filing, Spotify echoed that criticism, arguing the civil RICO cases are difficult to prove, even with the ample evidence, and that Drake hardly has any. The petition asserts no specific facts of any kind in support of his alleged RICO and deceptive practice violations, the company wrote. Instead, it relies exclusively on speculation or the claims of an anonymous individual on the internet. Claims of an anonymous individual on the internet. When we had this conversation talking about this situation,
And that comes from, that was off academics, the guy Epic, who was saying that he was doing these certain things for Not Like Us. And I told y'all before about that guy. I said, this is cap, because why would you contact Drake's camp? That's how I know this was a lie. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna go through the timeline of what I believe happened. And let's let him speak a little more, and then we're gonna keep it going.
We had a conversation about how Jeremy Heck had described how Not Like Us and Certified Lover Boy were songs that if you played, it could either play one of the two, either playing the song title or playing the lyrics of Not Like Us. But saying Certified Lover will either get you the Drake album or it'll get you Not Like Us to play. That was something that Jeremy Heck had said. And amongst other things that were said on the internet, this is just things and examples that Drake had used. That wasn't even a good example, though, because Jeremy Heck goes on to say that it could have just been confused with the lyrics, as to where Drake is trying to say that Spotify and UMG are trying to inflate the numbers by playing Kendrick Lamar's music instead of his, when that's not the case. It's just confusing the song. It's AI. It's not perfect. Yes, AI and Siri are intelligent computer interfaces, but they are not perfect by any means.
All right, so look, I'm gonna end it there, because all he does is show the Jeremy Heck's part. I'm sure y'all seen that already. Yeah. All right, so look. So here's the deal, right? This is what I believe is going on. You know what I'm saying? I believe Drake know he lost. And since he know he lost, he has no other angle. Now let's just go through the timeline. When Kendrick Lamar, when he dropped Not Like Us, it blew up. Drake did the Heart Part 6. Now, I'm gonna explain the Heart Part 6 in a second, but so Drake did the Heart Part 6, and after the Heart Part 6, what did Drake do? During the whole thing, when Not Like Us was going crazy, going off, something happened at Drake's house, right? Come to find out, they're saying that it was set up by Drake or whoever. Basically, somebody tried to get deleted. Well, somebody got hit at Drake's house, and all this stuff happened, right? Here's my thing. Every time Kendrick does something, Drake does something to try to divert the momentum of whatever Kendrick's doing, but it's not working. He got all the way to the point where he felt as though that the only way he can get Not Like Us either banned or looked at as, because this is public perception now. Not Like Us is out of here. You can't really say too much about it. It already surpassed, broke records. What Drake wants to do is he wants to make it seem like people didn't really like it like that. It was only because the record labels pushed it. So what he want to do is he want the public perception to discredit Not Like Us. So if it looks like UMG and Spotify and Apple has helped Kendrick, now what it looks like is, well, they're working against me. See, the record industry is working against me to help this guy because he couldn't beat me on his own. That's exactly what it is, right? But here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with Drake's case. And this is the reason why I believe the reason why Drake did not go all the way with the case. Because there's two major reasons why. One of the reasons why is Kendrick Lamar did a song called Meet the Grams. And in Meet the Grams, he said even more egregious things than Not Like Us, right? To you in that song. And that was based off of what you said in Family Matters. So he basically rebutted your song. And that's why I think that there's somebody in Drake's camp that's feeding Kendrick information, right? Because he was too quick with all that. He rebutted all that, right? So why aren't you suing him for defamation or going after him for that song? The reason why is because that song didn't blow up, Not Like Us, right? So one would say, well, that's the reason why, because it didn't blow up. But my thing is, if you're going after him for defaming you or saying that you were these things, he said that in the previous song and you didn't mention that song. That's one. The second reason why, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm probably the only person that's thinking this and saying this online. But the second reason why Drake did not go all the way and he's only doing this as a ploy is because he was the one that put this in motion. And I know y'all probably like, well, what are you talking about? What do you mean he was the one that put this in motion? On the Heart Part 6, Drake said that he fed Kendrick the information. So if he said that we plotted for a week and fed you the information, we knew that the child and the ST angle, you was going to take it or something like that, he said. Remember, he said that, right? Remember, he said that. So if you're saying that you plotted the information and you gave all this false things to Kendrick for him to say, right? For him to say, then why is it that you ain't going all the way with the suit? Is because now they're going to bring that up. Kendrick lawyers are going to say, well, you said that you gave him the information. That's what you said. You said you plotted for a week and you gave him the information. So if you gave him the information, then how are you suing him for saying these things when you were the one that gave it to him? That's what you said. So my thing is like, that's one of the major reasons why I don't think he's going full force with it. I think this is just a way to basically keep the attention on him. Because the thing about Drake is all attention is good attention to Drake. It doesn't matter what it is. You could say whatever. This is the reason why he posts pictures with pigtails. And I know there's some real kids wear pigtails, but he got colorful barrettes in his head. So this is the reason why he's doing things for attention. You know what I'm saying? Everything he does is for attention because he wants the attention on him. So no matter what, but here's the thing. He's not making any music because he knows Kendrick has checkmated Drake. And the reason why I believe that Drake isn't dropping any real music is because if he does, he's afraid that Kendrick might drop something. That's one. Two, Kendrick probably already heard all this music. Everybody's saying that there's a song called Man in the Mirror that Drake has that's super fire, and they heard it. That's why he never dropped it. You know what I'm saying? That's why he never dropped it, because they heard it. And Kendrick probably has a response for it. So if you dig through GNX, I'm sure that you can find a reference somewhere in there. You know what I'm saying? Talking about that. We could dig through it eventually. It's going to pop up. I'm just saying, Drake he's in a corner and he can't get out of it. So the best thing for him to do is to try to sue whoever, because then this way he can slip out of it. Because what's going to happen is he's going to drop this suit. He's going to drop this suit eventually. It's going to get dropped probably in a couple of months. He's going to drop it because I'm not going to say they're not going to comply, but he's not going to find nothing. And if he does, it's going to also include him too. Because guess what? If the record labels could say, if UMG wanted to come out and say, you know what? I got you. We'll give you everything you want. And then they turn around and blackball him, it's over for him. So he's playing a game where it's very, very difficult for him to win. And matter of fact, I would say he's playing a losing game. And he's doing this on purpose because he wants to take the attention off of Kendrick, and it's not working. So he's going to try something else. Everything he does, from him trying to say his dates of the when the Super Bowl comes out, I got my tour dates in Australia and all this stuff. Like, he's doing this to try to stop the momentum of Kendrick, and it's not working. It's not working. That's just the bottom line. So I'm just telling y'all now, just be prepared for him to drop these suits eventually. I don't think that Spotify is going to comply. And if they comply, I don't think nobody's going to find anything where it looks like they was boosting the sales of Not Like Us for you. And then that's one. Two, or the third thing is, if you're saying that this man is calling you a pedophile, he never actually called you a pedophile. You said that the record labels allowed him to say that. Well, the record labels allowed you to say that he was a wife beater. You said that several times too. Wasn't just once or twice. You said it several times. So he never said directly that you are a child molester. He just said, say, Drake, I hear you like them young. That could be speculative. I hear you like them young. He could be talking about a 19, 20-year-old woman. Don't know, even though we know what he talking about. I'm not going to play stupid. I'm just going to say, like, this is what it is. So when you got people like him trying to say that this song is basically openly saying that he is a pedo, he never really called you a pedo. And actually, you called yourself that. You brought that up in Tailor Made. And you brought up Weinstein. You never said anything about Weinstein. And you said, I'm too famous for what you suggested. No, you're not. You're not nobody's too famous for, you're too famous to mess with underage people? What? Like, come on, man. So all I'm saying is, just be on the lookout for that. But yeah, Spotify response, and I like how they respond to basically downplaying Drake. Like, no, come on, man, get up out of here. So either way, man, thank y'all for joining me. All right, man. See y'all. Peace. Bye.